Hey, movie fans. Welcome to Screen Out Loud.
What's going on, everybody?
We are sitting at Digbys Pub and Patio today for our show.
Yep.
It's at 133 North 4th Street, downtown, right across from the courthouse.
It's drinking time.
It is drinking time. And, hey, it's cheese brick time, too.
Holy fuck, that's a lot of vodka.
The bartenders love you, I promise.
Oh, Lord. I was not expecting that.
I'm drinking what's called a Digbys Donkey.
It's Crown Apple or Jim Beam Apple, cranberry juice, and ginger beer.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite cocktail.
Yeah, actually, he's the one who recommended it.
Yeah. It's better than Digbys Lemonade. That thing's too sweet.
Unless you like candy, it's fine.
That's why I stick to vodka and Red Bull.
So, two big things are happening, like this week, this weekend and this upcoming week. One being the Emmys. Yep. They just released the Emmy nomination list, which we'll provide a link for the complete list in the description of the video. The other thing is the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, that we'll never go to.
We're not going to, not this year anyway.
It's too hard to get tickets for that. You have to sign up. You have to sign up for an account through San Diego Comic-Con. Then you have to monitor your email every day for the month leading up to the release of the tickets.
Yeah.
And then you literally have to be within that first 5-minute window in order to get your tickets for it. Mm-hmm. And instead of being able to buy a bundle pack that they used to do, now you have to buy each individual ticket for each day.
Right. But there are different rules that apply for people with press passes.
Yeah.
So maybe next year.
Maybe if we have the funds. Keep watching our content so we can have the funds. Pay for us to do this. Don't be afraid
to like and share and subscribe and so on and so forth. Tell your friends.
Unlike my coworkers here at Digbys. That's right. Now, that's fine. You can flip me off from over there. That's fine. I don't care.
So, going back to talk about Emmys.
Yeah. You're going to talk about Game of Thrones, a show that I still haven't watched.
Yeah. I don't even know why he's on this show. He doesn't watch Game of Thrones. But, so they're up for 22 nominations. Game of Thrones,
that doesn't surprise me at all. They'll probably hit 18 of those.
They might.
I think they'll get close.
You should see the list. The list is pretty intense. Is
it actress, actor, best supporting actress?
It's all of that. It's the same thing as Oscars, but it's television.
No. I mean, I'm talking about their individual nominations. I'm assuming is.
Oh, I don't know how many categories they fit, but with 22, I imagine they come close to all of them, if not all of them.
I'm just wondering if most of it's post-production. That was my thing.
I didn't go that far down the list. I mostly was looking at like supporting role and lead role and things of that nature.
Jon Snow.
This a character.
I
did not actually see his name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Kit Harington.
Isn't he he's more of a main character now that the series progressed, right? Because it's him and.
Well, he's still a main character, but
right.
Peter Dinklage's name was in there.
Of course he was. I'm so happy. That's the only thing that makes me want to watch that show more and more is the fact that Peter Dinklage is on there.
He's great in that show. Like, he's probably my favorite character in that show. I mean, it's really hard to pick one, and you really shouldn't pick one because you never know. He is a Lannister. It's true. Barely. Yeah. Barely a Lannister. Yeah. Only by blood. Anyway.
He's the littlest Lannister.
He is the littlest Lannister. Hey, that sounds like a fun spin-off show. Let's do that.
That'll never fucking happen.
You're right, I won't. Well, maybe on SNL. Did you see that? Like,
wait, the one where he did the Devo or whatever it was?
Oh, no, I saw that one. That was a skit. But no, he did a song, like a music video.
Did you see the Doritos?
About how he's still alive.
Did you see the Doritos commercial that he did with Morgan Freeman?
Yes.
That could have been a show of itself. That was good.
That was a great commercial.
Rapping against Morgan Freeman over Doritos and Mountain Dew.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, that's HBO. Okay, yep. HBO for 17 years has been the front runner for Emmys nominations. Literally, the most. I think. The most nominations for 17 years as far as a network platform of any kind. Even before there was an HBO Go.
They had The Wire. They've had Entourage.
They've had some killer shows. Everyone knows HBO is great at making shows.
Taxi Cab Confessions.
Now this year, the tables have turned.
Stars?
Netflix.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Netflix had a 91 nominations last year, which is a big number. This year they have 112.
Yeah, but their
HBO
original productions are way better.
Well,
than
they're getting much more. Well,
I
mean, you got to look at shows like Stranger Things, which is on that list, by the way.
I hate that you have that on there. I just watched that last night.
Yeah, I watched it too. It was brought to my attention by a coworker, actually, and I was like, "No, I promise you, if they were doing that, I'd know about it."
Yeah,
we'll circle back to what we're talking about in a little bit. But okay. So, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Right. You did see that show, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Remarkable, an amazing show. The Duffer Brothers are on that list. All right. Millie Bobby Williams, or Bobby Brown, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Millie Bobby Brown is also on that list for supporting actress.
Yep.
I'm trying to see if there's anybody. Oh, David Harbour. David Harbour, Hellboy.
Yep.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Have you seen those images?
Are we talking about the mocap images of what he will look like as Hellboy, not his actual prosthetics?
Right.
It looks good.
Well, I thought he was in like makeup. They did some like publicity images with him.
I don't know if I saw those ones. I saw ones that were they did not a Getty image, but they did image rendering of what he'd look like as Hellboy.
Oh,
and
no,
those were two that I had seen.
I could swear the one that I saw was a legit image of him made up like full.
I'm sure. Just wait, Comic-Con's coming up, so we're gonna see a lot more here within about a week and a half.
Well, we won't see it. They'll see it. People will be talking about it. Then there'll be some images, but
I got to start getting feelers out there.
I'm looking forward to it. I love David Harbour. I love him in that show, and I think he looks perfect for the role of Hellboy. He sounds perfect for the role of Hellboy.
My game plan is to try to make friends on Reddit with people that are going to Comic-Con and see if I can't get those fuckers to FaceTime me.
Right. Well, that'd be great.
Yeah. Because technically, everybody records stuff in it. Like Hall H is one of their biggest venues that they have, and that's where they do all the Marvel releases.
Hall H
and
is where our
else.
biggest news is going to come from.
And they cannot stop everybody from recording in that.
Question: Hall H, do you think they're going to talk about Avengers 4?
Yep.
You think so? I doubt they're going to do a big reveal though.
No. If anything, it's just going to be. It might be the name.
Yeah, we'll find out. Maybe if it's
they might introduce a couple more characters, but I think they'll release the Miss Marvel trailer. Will get dropped.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that Spider-Man. There's a possibility that
Far From Home.
Far From Home will get a trailer drop, and that'll probably be it. And then the rest of it will just be talking.
Is that in production?
Yeah.
I didn't realize
they already have
in production.
That poster is already. That poster was the release.
Well, I thought they were just adding cast members to Far From Home.
Are they still adding?
That's what I thought. I thought they were still. I think they have their general cast, but I thought they were still casting new characters.
Aren't they shooting for a 2019 release? That's not a 2020 release.
Yeah, but that's you're talking about a 3-month shoot.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like it's not
Goosebumps 2 finally got the drop trailer.
I did.
Yeah.
I threw that. Actually, if you want to check out the trailer to Goosebumps 2, I did share that on our Screen Out Loud page on Facebook.
Yep.
Along with a couple other trailers.
Did you see who's starring in that? It's the kid that played Ben Hanscom in It.
Right. Yeah, I did notice that.
And then Jack Black's reprising his role as the dummy.
I wondered because they did not show him.
He's not R.L. Stein.
Okay.
He's gonna be Slappy again.
Okay.
More goofy looking fucking people jumping on the patio right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
with their Ray-Bans on. No. You sit there because now I have someone to pick on.
That's the Digbys way.
Yeah.
You've been on our show before. Why don't you come say hi?
Yeah, you were on the last episode of the show.
Vocal
yeah.
instance on the show.
Yeah. Zach Bow.
Been called a lot of things in my life.
Thanks,
Buff
Kofi.
is not one of them.
I got Kofi to laugh a little bit. I can't do it. Zach does. But no, that looks good. Yeah, he's going to play Slappy again. Mm-hmm. And originally it was supposed to be centered around Horrorland, but now they've done it more of a twist, and it's just like an unreleased book of his.
Okay. So, well, yeah, they explained that kind of in the trailer, like the secret book.
I really wanted to go see Hotel Transylvania 3 today, but
was Haunted Halloween a book that he did? No? That's a brand new title?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just for the movie.
All right. Well, I think I must have read that in like a pre-production.
They were supposed to do the Horrorland stuff. That was supposed to be the thing.
Was it?
Yeah. Which Horrorland was one of their bigger. It was one of the more popular books, and then it spun a series of its own, where it was different stories of different people in Horrorland.
I read a lot of Goosebumps when I was like 13.
Yeah.
A lot.
I loved him. Well,
I liked that first movie. I thought.
Did you ever watch his? Did you ever read any of his more adult stuff?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
his Fear Street Saga stuff.
Yeah, Fear Street stuff.
That's really dark.
Yeah. Well,
like that
for young adult is pretty dark.
That definitely takes a jump from Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I liked Goosebumps because it had that sort of. It wasn't a choose your own adventure, but it had that kind of feel to it.
They did do choose your own adventure.
They did, but I mean, even the originals still had that feel even before they went that direction. Or he went that direction, I should say. And I also grew up with Eureka's Castle as a child.
Yeah, the trailers have been getting dropped on that too.
On what?
For Eureka's Castle because they're
bringing that back?
They're not bringing it back, but I think they're trying to do a campaign to bring it back because it got dropped from Nickelodeon in '95. So I've seen a lot of trailers lately for it.
Yeah, that was his wife's thing, right? Yeah. I mean, he
produced and wrote.
But I thought that was like his wife's thing.
It was.
Like that's what I thought.
But he did the writing and stuff for the show.
He's actually done a lot of stuff.
This is like
Kinda
all
like
watered
Crichton.
down.
Crichton was all over the place. So still talking about Emmys here. All right. The very first Asian actress was nominated for a lead.
Who?
An Emmy in a lead role. Her name's Sandra Oh.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember the show.
That's not Altered Carbon, is it?
No, it's not Altered Carbon. I didn't see that show on the list, which I really like that show.
A lot of people did.
I don't know if it's an Emmy-worthy thing, but I do like that show. It's a good show. Anyway.
You say Sandy O?
Sandra Oh.
Sandra O?
Sandra Oh. Sandra Oh. Sandra Oh.
That's too much.
No, it's not. Next time we talk about Mark Ruffalo,
Sandra
I'm going
makes
to do it
her O
again.
face. Well, she's a Canadian actress.
Yeah, but she's of Asian descent. Either way.
No, I'm just trying to see what she was on. Killing Eve.
That's
no,
it,
of course I know who she is. She's in Grey's Anatomy. She was one of the main
Grey's
characters in
Anatomy,
Grey's
right?
Anatomy.
She got nominated for supporting.
That makes sense.
A few times for Grey's Anatomy. That's right.
Yeah, she was one of my favorite characters on the show. Christina Yang.
Okay.
All right, I do know who that is. Yeah, she's great.
I got some more people on my list here. It's a very long list, so I encourage you to look at the description and follow the link to the complete list. I think we got NPR is the source that I used for that list because it's a nice comprehensive list and it's just a list and not so much an article. But I've narrowed it down to shows that I've either seen or just love,
right,
and the people involved with them for the most part. So we talked about Game of Thrones. So I'm going to move on from that. And then Stranger Things, we talked about that. So William H. Macy is also on there. I think it's like lead comedy concept or whatever for Shameless, of course, which is huge traction, a lot of fans. Now, one of my favorite shows, American Horror Story. Sarah Paulson is nominated. I don't remember what for. It might be supporting.
She's been a main since the third one, right? She's been reoccurring.
Well, it's
since
arguable
the third.
who the main character is because they give.
No, I mean, sorry, she's been a reoccurring character.
Oh yeah, she's
since the
ever
third.
since the beginning. Yeah, yes.
Wait, she was in the beginning? Because there's a couple of them that came
Murder
in
House?
later, right?
She might not have been a Murder House.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Wasn't she a psychic or something?
Well, Murder House and Asylum they still took place within the same group of characters.
That's what I
right?
think. She was a psychic.
And they were the only two that
right?
they were the only two that were straight up connected, right?
No, because they reconnected all again in what was it? The one where they go to the town and the Roanoke.
I never watched Roanoke
because she shows up as the psychic.
Okay.
And she also played a character, but she shows up as that psychic from Murder House.
Okay. Where's Kathy Bates?
And the witch too.
That's who I remember her. She was the witch. She was also the head of the circus. She was.
Well, she wasn't the head of the circus. She was the two-headed.
Okay, then it is the one I'm thinking of. It was the one who was the mom in the last one.
Cult. I actually haven't watched Cult, but that's what she's
we watched the
for.
first two. We watched the first two
I
episodes.
know, but I don't remember.
She was the mom.
That was forever ago.
She was the one that has a phobia of clowns.
Okay.
I wanted to see Cuba Gooding Jr. in that because I hear he goes crazy.
Yeah.
What else do you have on there?
As far as shows are concerned,
because I can't read your handwriting.
We have Drunk History. It was nominated for.
I love that show.
It was like a factual show. And I love that show, which is why I wrote it down. To me, that's an honorable mention. Now I didn't know this could happen, but this has happened. The Oscars, which is an award show, is nominated for an Emmy.
Was Kimmel last year's host?
Yes,
that's why.
Yes, we covered the hell out of that back before we went visual.
That's why.
It's not the only reason. There was a lot going on there. And then this is one of many nominations, but Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I don't know.
They'll probably do a segment for. They'll probably have a whole segment for him at the Emmys.
Well, they
definitely.
always do something like in memory of kind of thing. As far
Who was it last year? It was Peter O'Toole, wasn't it?
It was a bunch. Oh, for the Emmys?
It was Peter O'Toole and Bowie, I think, both got.
Probably.
But
I didn't watch the Emmys last year. I watched the Oscars, and there was
it was mostly Peter O'Toole.
Slew of people that they were giving homage
to. They talk about his fucking piercing blue eyes.
He does have piercing.
He does.
Have you seen Lawrence of Arabia?
Yep.
Holy shit.
I own Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, it's
on VHS, not on DVD.
Great movie. get that shit on HD Blu-ray. Yeah, and then talk
probably
about some
should.
piercing blue eyes.
I bought Dark Tower on Blu-ray, and I was
Why?
really shocked. Because, all right, dude, listen, I liked the movie.
'Cause you're a
I went to
collector?
see it. I went to see it in theaters, and I definitely enjoyed the movie. But at the same time, as somebody who's read the books multiple times, it pisses me off.
Yeah, I didn't like
But
the movie at all.
visually, it was still stunning.
Was it? I didn't
Yeah.
find it stunning.
It was
Found
exactly what it was.
bland.
It was exactly what it was supposed to be. The script writing was bland. If Stephen
I
King
found
could
it
have actually
visually
had the
bland,
reins,
too.
I think Stephen King was just like, fuck it, you're making me money regardless. I'm just going to tell you it's good.
I'm not sure he had as much hand in that as he'd like to have.
They had him on as executive producer,
Well,
but I think if he would have stuck to the original script, and they would have been able to split this off into the, done another
Potentially.
Lord of the Rings type deal.
let's move
Or
on
Harry
to
Potter.
animated, because this is one of my favorites.
Okay.
We got Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
Love that cartoon. Rick and Morty. Love that cartoon.
Rick and Morty will win whatever the category is it's in.
Well, I mean, it's in the same category as the same two that have been in that category since forever, and that would be The Simpsons and South Park.
Yeah.
So, question, fans. Are the heavy hitters, the sluggers from the past, going to come through again, or will Rick and Morty or Bob's Burgers beat them out?
Rick and Morty will
Let us
beat
know in the
everybody.
comments what you think.
And I hate to say it, and I do like to say that, but Bob's Burgers is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
But also, if I
think
saw
Rick and
Bob's
Morty is probably
Bob's
the
Burgers
better
on there,
new
yeah,
animated series.
I would have rather seen Archer in that category as well.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the Bob's Burgers Archer crossover,
No, I did not.
where Archer gets gets amnesia and he becomes Bob in Archer universe, and he's working at Bob's Burgers, and assassins come in and try to kill him.
That sounds great. I want to check that out.
It was really good. It's the whole family and everything.
Another show that I sort of glanced over that I want to mention is This Is Us on NBC. It's a remarkable show. If you have not seen that show, go back to the first season, check it out. It's worth your time. It's very emotional. You have to stick with it because the way they filmed it, it jumps timelines. So the story isn't chronological. It goes forward and backward. So it shows Milo Ventimiglia, I can never pronounce his name. It shows him, he's the father, and then his kids. And then it also jumps and shows those kids grown up, one of which is played by Justin Hartley. Some of you might remember played Green Arrow in Smallville.
Right.
And he's remarkable in that show as well. Anyway, Justin Hartley is not nominated for anything, but Milo is, and This Is Us is for Best Show. Nominated.
Just nominated?
Yeah, well, these are just the nominations list so far.
Right.
There were some snubs and so on, and we'll get into more detail about that after the Emmys have taken place. And you can also look into that through links that we'll provide in the description, whatever.
Right.
So that's our Emmys section. Award time is fun, right? It gives us a lot to talk about.
Take a break.
Okay. Well, the UK clears Fox's Sky bid.
Oh, so Fox was going to try to buy Sky Network?
Yeah, but that's okay. So here's something that happened to one of the Fox shareholders. I don't have his name, but one of their shareholders basically put a stop to the Disney Fox merger. Said that the shareholders were not given all the details necessary to make a cohesive decision on that deal. So
Wow.
the deal is on hold, probably pending some drawn out court stuff. And he's also suing for damages.
That was supposed to be that was actually supposed to be finalized within a week, wasn't it?
It was approved, and then I think the deal was made, and then one shareholder was like, wait a minute, we don't know what your intentions are with these properties and things like that, so how can we vote on this accurately?
And now they're suing Disney for damages?
Which is apparently illegal. You have to have a full disclosure concept. Like, you have to provide information on the content and what you plan to do with it if you're buying a company like that to the shareholders, because the shareholders are the ones that own that stock, right?
Right.
So that's probably going to take some time before we actually get. Let's put it this way: in San Diego, there's not going to be a little Wolverine showing up at the end of some, Marvel Universe stuff.
Well, way to go, Fox. Fucking. I mean, I get what they're trying to do, but still, fuck them.
I think we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back momentarily. Welcome back, guys and girls.
I'm getting sufficiently lubricated now, socially.
Hey.
Zach, am I lubricated? Zach. I said, am I sufficiently lubricated?
Absolutely, bro.
Thank you, sir. What? No, I'm looking at her. Hey.
So, interesting piece of news here. Abrams has hired, has cast Billy D. Williams to.
We're live on Facebook, by the way.
Reprise the role of Lando Calrissian.
Good. It was going to happen
in Episode 9.
It was going to happen.
Was it? Because no one knew that was going to happen.
It was going to happen.
He's been absent
since we started the show. I've been talking about having Lando come back.
Sure, that's something we wanted, but no one knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
sure.
come on. You know, deep down in your heart of hearts, you wanted it to happen.
A bigger question. A bigger question is. What are they going to do with him?
All right, fuck you both. Quit it.
No, let him. What are they going to do with him? It's a bigger question. What are they going to do with Lando?
I mean, they can have him as a smuggler. They can have him as an owner.
He was a respectable guy, and then he joined the rebellion, and now what? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. Spitwads, apparently. Yeah, you like this because I can't pick on you. I get picked on.
This is the turmoil of doing our show at a bar.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Spit it at Kofi and see what happens.
So,
watch the Hulk come unglued. Kofi's
not mess with our producer.
Yeah, Kofi's a scary man.
He's actually a really lovable teddy bear type of guy, but don't cross him. Anyway, no, seriously, what do you think they're going to do with Lando? I mean how are they going to explain his absence
all this time? Can they bring back Cloud City?
Cloud City, they never really addressed that in the original trilogy. Like, he just joined the rebellion, and Cloud City was like, well, what happened to Cloud City? We don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't. just
he just like retired back to Cloud City.
So you remember the second one? They had the guy that was the master code breaker, but he was kind of okay. So but he was kind of on the level like, yeah, I fucked you guys over, but
that was a fan.
Really.
That's a fan theory. Actually.
Okay, I think there's going to be some sort of connection between
those two.
Yeah,
I think that's. All right.
And the lady that ran the bar.
Yeah. The worst thing that can happen. What's the worst thing they could do?
Oh, they just gank him.
Finn comes up and goes, Lando, you're my dad. What's
not
up?
No, come on.
No,
I mean, yes, that's definitely possible, but no, I really don't want that to happen.
I actually stole that from Screen Junkies, by the way.
No.
I thought it was funny.
No, I hope that's not something that they're even thinking about.
It's not going to happen. It better not happen. That's just stupid.
Who'd you say? You said Jeremy Renner's playing somebody. Who's he playing?
Jeremy Renner is playing. You want to move on to the next one right now? Okay. Jeremy Renner.
I don't want to dwell on the fact that they could actually make Finn be Billy D. Williams.
I don't want to dwell on that. I'm just curious of what they're going to do with Lando. How he's going to play a role. What role is he going to play with Rey? With
what do you think?
Finn, with everybody. You know. I mean. So far, the classic characters don't have a very good track record. Luke's gone.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Luke's gone.
Han's gone. Leia has to be gone now.
I mean, Leia. It's been said that Leia is not going to be in this movie at all.
I don't know how though.
Well, I had an idea, JJ. If you're watching this, I had an idea. You open the movie with a funeral, literally.
Yeah.
And it's Leia Organa's funeral. That's it. You don't even have to show her.
Natural causes.
It gives everybody some solace and closure. Anyway. All right, so moving along. Jeremy Renner has been cast to play Twitch in Spawn.
Which one was Twitch? Twitch wasn't the clown.
Sam and Twitch, the cops.
That's right.
Right? That helped Owl.
Spawn.
Yeah. So I don't know about Sam. I don't know if Sam's going to be in this, but Twitch. Apparently, McFarlane wanted someone that was like an everyman kind of guy, like a regular guy, like someone you could be buddies with. To play this role, and apparently he thinks Jeremy Renner fits that part.
Well, he does. I mean, as long as he can fit that character in Tag, I guess.
Well,
that would make sense. Maybe he saw him in Tag and was like, "All right."
I like Jeremy Renner. I'm a big fan, actually. Hawkeye notwithstanding, and even Hawkeye withstanding, it's not like he.
I like him as Hawkeye.
He's not like he fucked that role
Hawkeye.
up.
I will say Hawkeye is one of my more favorite characters.
He's not one of my more favorite characters. He's a tertiary character in my world, but I like Hawkeye, and I like Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye.
Yeah,
it was fine.
Hawkeye.
I like Jeremy Renner in general. Actually, the one thing Jeremy Renner did do that I did not like as much was the Bourne movie that he did. I really had higher expectations for that particular
it was kind of
film
forgettable
because of Jeremy Renner, and it just I'll take the original Bourne Identity over the Jeremy Renner Bourne, and
What do you think about the new? Speaking of, since we jumped on that Bourne topic, what do you think about the new Mission Impossible with Henry Cavill?
It looks great. All right, I'll tell you right now. So far as action franchises go, Mission Impossible never lets me down.
No,
it's always a good time. I'm always entertained.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to the new one. I love Cavill.
I like Cruise.
I like Cruise in movies. It looks great. Every trailer that I've seen for it looks fun.
Right.
I am a little bit confused on what Cavill's going to be doing because the latest string of trailers it seems to show this team up, as to where before it seemed like Cavill was going to be more of the guy to look out for.
That's how Jeremy Renner was in the fourth one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Right. Okay. So anyway, the trailers lead you to believe, at least to a point, that Cavill might be an antagonist of sorts. Not necessarily the antagonist, but an antagonist. And then this latest string of trailers, which I think was like maybe two, they lead you to believe that he joins them. He joins Ethan and his crew and all that. So, don't know. They're pretty good at throwing some twists and turns and things in those movies, so we'll see when that happens.
Gotcha.
Probably review the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Because I do love the Mission Impossible franchise.
You want to talk about Jurassic World?
Not yet.
You haven't seen it?
I have seen it.
You did?
I did. I finally watched it. No, actually, I'm gonna segue that. So I'm not ready for that one yet. All right, so there's a trailer going around. It actually dropped in May. And I actually got approached and asked about this. We talked about this in code, if you will, earlier. I got approached about this at work. Someone asked me, like, hey, I know you're the movie guy and all this kind of stuff, so I just wanted to know, like, is this real? Forrest Gump 2 is not real. That trailer is not a real trailer.
It even had bits and pieces from that. What was the one where he was trapped in the
Several
airport?
movies.
Yeah.
Several movies. They actually will provide a complete list of everything that they used. They used a scene from Titanic, from James Cameron's Titanic.
Did you just kill your microphone?
Painted. No, I just knocked it a little. They put a graphic that says Jenny on the Titanic, like no one would notice that's the Titanic. And it's not just the Titanic, it's the shot. It's a specific shot from the movie Titanic. Anyway, that's a pretty dead giveaway. But no, there's been a lot of talks about a Forrest Gump 2. I believe there's a novelization of some sort. I could be wrong on that. But there's definitely no Forrest Gump 2 in production, let alone a trailer.
Did you already get your stuff popped up for box office?
No, that's where I'm moving into next. We'll talk about Jurassic World. Okay, I finally did see Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. And it was pretty much what I expected. It didn't surprise me. I wasn't expecting it to surprise me, and it didn't, so I guess that's okay. I can't say it was terrible, but I can't say it was good either. I would say I can't recommend you go see it, but you've already gone and seen it because it was number one at the box office for a while.
Right.
It's not now. Ant-Man and Wasp has taken that, but To me, it felt like a regurgitation of Jurassic Park Lost World, which kind of makes sense if you look at the title scheme. You got Jurassic Park, you got Fallen Kingdom.
Right.
You got Jurassic Park Lost World, you got Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So if they make a third one, is it just going to be called Jurassic World 3? Following suit. Anyway, it wasn't exactly the same, but it had a lot of that similarity to it where someone hired some people to go try to save some animals, and then they got lied to and, duped, and then ended up coming back to the mainland. And anyway, spoilers, there are dinosaurs loose in the mainland. Anyway, do you have a favorite part of that movie?
Probably when Blue and the new Raptor face off towards the end of it.
Well, that was a good action scene. I like that. Yeah, I mean, it kind of harkened to the whole Raptors taking on the T-Rex at the end of first Jurassic World, which I also liked that action scene. I think my favorite sequences are the whole, again, spoilers if you haven't seen it, the whole, when you find out Maisie is actually a clone.
Yeah.
And she's like down in the basement and she's looking at video footage of Pratt dealing with little baby Blue. I like baby Blue. Baby Blue's cute.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how I feel about Jurassic World.
I was looking up box office stuff.
Yeah. So let me see that.
Oh shit! Now I gotta go back. I was looking up Ant-Man and Wasp box office. Do you want worldwide?
Just give me the main page because there's a bunch of categories I don't want to touch on. There we go.
Fucking hot out here.
Got it blown up. Nice. Good. All right, so let's talk about Marvel first sequels. So, Avengers Age of Ultron looks like it's still in the lead as far as box office blockbuster sequels are concerned for Marvel. Next is Captain America 2. Then Iron Man 2. Then Thor.
Then Ant-Man and Wasp.
And then Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh.
And then Ant-Man and Wasp. So this is...
Is that a 6-day total or total?
I think it's a 5-day total. It's on the 5-day total. Oh, it might be the totals. I wanted the 5-day total.
I thought Ant-Man and Wasp was on track to like hit pretty good numbers.
It is hitting pretty good numbers. But it just doesn't have the same traction at this point.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to contend. All right, so Guardians of the Galaxy did astronomically, no pun intended. And Ant-Man did well, and everyone liked it. It was well received, but it's no Guardians of the Galaxy. It's no, you know what I mean? Like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was definitely something that was anticipated pretty heavily. Same thing with Age of Ultron. Like Whedon did such a good job with Avengers bringing that franchise to a head, bringing everyone together, that everyone was definitely went to go see the second one. Now, my question, because I actually haven't seen Ant-Man and Wasp yet. Now, you've already told me your opinion. You think it's better. I have actually heard a counterpoint to that they didn't think it. Someone didn't think it was as good as the first one. But that's my question to you, as the audience, is, as far as sequels go, I would argue that Winter Soldier is a better Captain America movie than the first Avenger, although the first Avenger was great. I would argue that Iron Man was better than Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
I would argue that Dark World was kind of a letdown. Age of Ultron was a letdown for me. I mean, it wasn't bad. I'm not complaining about these movies so much, just not as good as the predecessors.
I watched Age of Ultron on my brother's PlayStation in the hospital room when Emmy was born.
Nice. That's good memory, man. Yeah. Good memory. Oh, by the way, this is a special birthday edition of Screen Out Loud. Birthday boy. He's a whopping 12.
20, yeah, whopping 12, whopping 28. It's an 8-year difference from you, isn't it? Not quite a decade.
11. I'm 39, brother.
Oh, shit, you're right. You're old.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Forgot.
Okay, so also Guardians of the Galaxy 2, in my opinion, it wasn't a bad movie, but it was definitely not as good as the first one.
No, the whole Ego the Living Planet being his dad thing kind of
I didn't mind that. Off. I was okay with that. But I felt like they could have handled that better. There's a lot of problems.
His real dad's the leader of an entire fucking planet. Like,
I know.
His dad is not Ego.
I know. I remember the actual story. It's okay.
I'm glad they picked. I will say I did like Kurt Russell in the movie.
I did like Kurt Russell.
Ego is a creepy fucking person. In general, the planet itself is gross and creepy.
Mm-hmm. So everything I just mentioned, with the exception of, in my opinion, Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier, hands down, is probably one of the it probably is the absolute best Marvel number 2.
Yeah.
Marvel first.
It's one of the best Marvel movies.
It is, absolutely. So, with the exception of that, the other 4 listed here were kind of meh compared to their predecessors. So, where does Ant-Man and Wasp fit as far as first sequels are concerned? Is it up there with Winter Soldier, or is it another one that was like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where it was all right, it was fun?
I definitely enjoyed it a lot more than most of the Marvel movies I've seen lately, with the exception of the bigger ones. Like Black Panther was something we all expected to be huge, and I loved every minute of it.
That's fair.
For action.
That's fair.
This was a little bit more on the levity side of things.
Okay.
And I appreciate it.
Well, yeah,
for
but that's
that.
what I liked about Ant-Man too, is all the levity. Like I do appreciate some good
This
comedy.
was definitely funnier than the first one.
Was it? Okay. I'll be checking that out soon. How do you back on this thing? Never mind, I figured it out.
That Hotel Transylvania 3 comes out today, and I don't get to watch it.
Let's talk about the Purge franchise.
I have not watched. I want to go see this new one, but the Purge kind of died off for me after this. What was it? The third one.
You were right, by the way. The Marvel
first
first sequels is a 6-day total, not a 5-day total.
After the third one, where they were trying to do away with the Purge, and now they're back to doing a prequel.
Well, all right. So
I think
the
this
first
is done.
Purge is at $38.5 million.
Of course it is, because
at
it's
an 8-day total. And what's the other one?
It's done. It was played out. It was played out after the second one. It was dead at the third one, and now they're just
The Purge.
Now
its
they're just
8-day total was 64 million. Okay, but so the Purge 3 actually did better than all of them. It's 79 on its 8-day
Election
total.
Day.
Yeah.
Yep. It was more action packed.
All right. Well, it was Anarchy the second one?
Yes.
Okay. See, I've seen the first one. I've seen the second one. I have trouble keeping it.
Election Day was the one.
I haven't seen the
Election Day was the one I liked. That was the one where they stopped.
Apparently,
the
that's
Purge.
the one everybody liked. Either that, or there was enough traction between the first.
The first
two
one was good because it had Ethan Hawke.
I mean, that's an $8 million difference. You know what I mean? So that's significant.
And I liked the first one for what it was. That it was one family's encounter with people trying to purge them.
Well, I like Grillo. Speaking of Winter Soldier, I like Grillo. He's great. He's a good actor. I have not seen Beyond Skyline yet, but I will. I'll let you know what I think of that.
Skyline was okay. I thought it was kind of weird.
It looks kind of weird, which is why I haven't flocked to it.
Had the
but it's on. I think it's on Netflix, so I'll check it out.
Had the guy from Scrubs in it. Gosh darn it, what is his name? Turk. Turk from Scrubs is one of the main characters.
Yeah, I like him. I haven't seen him do too much series. I have seen him do a serious role, but all right. Backtracking a little bit to Jurassic. So the 20-day total for Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom is not as high as Jurassic World. Jurassic World is at 520 million, and Fallen Kingdom is at 344 million. So that's a significant difference for the 20-day total. So you think is that going to mark the end of the Jurassic franchise?
Nope, they've already set it up for a third one.
You mean story-wise? That doesn't matter. You know how many movies we've seen that set up a sequel that never happened?
It made money.
You're right.
It
did make money. That's fair.
Look at how many Transformers movies we have.
No, there's nothing in theaters for Transformers right now. But
look at how not right. You're right, not right now. Sorry, Bumblebee comes out in a couple months.
I have to dig for that one. So
I'm just saying in general. Look at how many Transformers movies we have.
A lot.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like 5 now.
Yeah. And then this will be.
I'm actually kind of interested in Bumblebee. I thought Bumblebee had the most. I don't know. Depth.
I want to see the EXO.
For a character that doesn't speak.
No, that's the main character from The Shape of Water.
She speaks.
Oh, I fell in love with that.
Just
girl.
not with her vocal cords. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Oscar winner.
What did I want to say? I want to see the exosuit. I want to see the exosuit from the Transformers movie.
Mm-hmm.
That not Skip. What's his name in that? Shoot, I can hear it.
It's been a long time. You're talking about the animated from 80s? Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen that. I need to watch that again. It's a good movie. I remember Eric Idle.
I can hear Hot Rod talking to him at the beginning of it when they're fishing.
Right.
And I just can't think. It's like Brody or something. Daniel.
you do make a fair point as far as how many Transformers movies we got and how terrible they are and how they keep on making money.
Well,
so they keep on making
there's
more.
certain movies like that just need to stay to an animated feature. There's no reason you can't do a high-budget animated feature.
It practically is an animated feature, man.
It's CG.
It's the same thing.
But there's just things that you can do with animation as opposed to anime proves that all the time.
It's not just about animation or live action. It's about story. It's about telling you a story where you actually care about the characters. There's cohesion there, and it's not the same shit I've already seen. I want something new, something that throws me off a little bit, something gives me a little bit of surprise. Throw all the explosions you want. I'm fine with explosions. I'm not anti-explosion by any mean, but give me a story. Give me a story
that's why I play
that I
video
care
games.
about. Fair enough. Now, animated openers. So you did go see you saw it twice, right? Incredibles 2?
Yep.
Yeah. Where does that fit for you in comparison to the first one?
That's tough. Was it? Man.
Was it like a decade in the making?
Yeah, 14 years.
Wow, that long.
I'm gonna have to say that this one was better.
Well, this 27-day total is $516 million, beating out Finding Dory at $431 million.
Finding Dory was good too.
Finding Dory was good. Also on Netflix.
No, I took Emmy. Emmy wanted to go see it a second time, so we saw it twice.
Nice.
Still, my favorite scene on that movie is Jack Jack.
Okay. Well, I still haven't seen it yet.
No, it was good.
I've seen bits of it. Anyway.
Skyscraper already opened up?
This weekend. Today. It opens today. So, what are your expectations for that?
I don't like his prosthetic.
You've barely seen it.
I don't like the fact that he was able to full on
run.
run.
The news trailer? It's just like that one scene where he climbs out the window and jumps in the middle of the building, and then.
That's what I didn't like about that.
I like the trailer. I have to admit. All right, for a movie that's a rock movie, it's an action movie. They're not showing you very much. They're giving you a basic premise about his family being trapped in a building that's like falling apart, and they don't give you a lot of action. They give you a couple of scenes. I mean, the original trailer, like, he's talking a little bit, then he does this thing where he runs along a scaffold thing and then jumps, and then in this newest trailer, it's like, I don't even know if it's a full minute long. Maybe it's a minute.
At one point, he talks to the cops and talks about how his wife and kid are still in the building.
Right, but that's all like voiceover stuff, right? They don't even show him talking to the cops.
I think they don't show him talking to the cops. They show him talking at one point, and that's it.
And then they show that whole scene where he's got the rope and he's doing the, like, that's some good marketing. I'm interested now because I want to know what else that movie has to offer. Because, I mean, it's The Rock, so I'm going to go see it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
that's
a very likable guy.
With it.
That's where I'm at with it.
I watched Southland Tales the other day. God, that movie's weird.
Yeah. Did you see Rampage yet?
Yeah, of course I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of Rampage?
It was great.
I
think Lizzie could have been.
I thought it was about exactly what I expected.
I thought Lizzie could have been. I wanted to see Lizzie as an actual
so, little fact for you. Originally, they were going to have George die. That's how it was written.
I'm glad he didn't.
And The Rock was like, no, George is not going to die. People are not coming to this movie to be brought down and see this monkey fucking die.
Yep.
So
they killed The Rock instead.
So he made him play dead.
Yeah.
They didn't kill The Rock. The Rock's invincible.
I know.
In like every movie.
When is he going to get
shot?
When is he going to get his turn to be in a Marvel or DC movie? That's what.
Well, he was supposed to be Shazam or Black Adam.
Right.
Remember? I don't know what happened to that, but I don't think that's happening. It's not on my list from last week. Either way, yeah, I think it'd be great as a lot of different characters in either universe. Yeah, bring him to DC. Bring that Rock money to DC.
Yeah, you want a blockbuster.
Bring that Rock money to DC.
Who could he play?
Let him help you write it.
Let him be Jon Stewart. Just do it. Just get it done and over with.
Storm?
Jon Stewart.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, just let him. Or Kilowog even.
Kilowog? Yeah. But let's make it a movie about Kilowog if we're going to do that.
I thought they were doing the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, but the Green Lantern Corps is going to be like a buddy cop thing where it's Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan together. I
think you get and I always wanted to see Idris Elba do it, but I could see The Rock. I could see The Rock fitting that character too.
As Jon Stewart, I think. Idris Elba could do it. I think they're planning on going with younger.
But the problem is like the whole thing when Neil Adams created him, the whole thing was we need a black superhero that accurately represents the culture in the 60s. Like that was his whole thing, and people loved him for it.
That's fine.
The fact that he was like, no, fuck you guys.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, as much as I respect what they've done with throwing, like, with Thor Ragnarok, all the Kirby art that's in that, it's beautiful. Like, Kirby just jumped off the fucking page and onto the screen. I thought it was great. But that's just art direction. That's not necessarily an era design concept so much. I don't think we need to revisit that unless it's going to take place in the 60s, in which case I'm all for that. That sounds fun.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it more in the lines of, like, could you accurately have a Samoan, although he would fit the role and he would do it, can you have a Samoan accurately represent African American culture? That's why I said I think Idris Elba would be the better character.
Well, I think he could do it. I think either one of them would be just fine. But I think The Rock's a little large for that character.
Jon Stewart's a pretty big guy. Well, that's why I said Kilowog instead.
Well, here's a better question. Like, either one of them. All right, now who plays Hal? Who do you get to stand next to either one of those giants?
Nathan Fillion.
I would love to see Nathan Fillion. I've been saying Nathan Fillion, Green Lantern forever, but Nathan Fillion's older than both of them, as far as I know, and not in the same shape he was.
I was going to say, how old is he now? Well, yeah, but things have been proved. I mean, look at the.
He's in that new show, The Rookie. He looks pretty good in that.
Yeah, look at The Rock. He's in his 50s. He's built like a brick shit house.
He was also a professional wrestler.
He's up there.
Nathan Fillion was never a professional wrestler.
Up every day at 3:00 in the morning in the gym, clanging and banging, clanging and banging.
Bench pressing concrete prison blocks.
Yeah.
Benches, I mean.
No, Nathan Fillion could fit the character role. They just have to get him in shape.
No, he already does. Like, as Captain Mao, like, change the way the dialogue's delivered, the language, because that's a specific kind of a dialogue in Firefly. But
because all you need is somebody in.
But the way he delivers the dialogue is perfect for Hal Jordan, which is why he's voiced Hal Jordan in the animated
late 30s,
stuff.
early 40s. That's what you need. And I think Fillion could fit that.
What was that? They used New 52 designs, and it was the Death of Superman. They just released it on Blu-ray.
I haven't got to watch that yet.
I've watched it. It's all right. I like the way they ended it.
I haven't got to watch it.
I'm not going to tell you. You'll see.
I've actually been avoiding
but Nathan
stuff on
Fillion
YouTube.
reprises the voice role of Green Lantern again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You drink that donkey.
Yeah. Drink that donkey.
But no, it'll be neat to see what they do. I think I think it does need to be Jon Stewart though. I think we need a Jon Stewart Green Lantern.
But I'm really into this.
Or even a Kyle Rayner.
I'm really into this visual I have of Nathan Fillion playing off of Idris Elba though. That would be funny. She's doing her job, boss man.
She's over there messing around. Dang Jen. She doesn't even know what to say. You want to talk about Comic-Con now?
What do you want to talk about?
Be done with the day and start drinking. I mean, we pretty much already did talk about Comic-Con.
I was going to say, we already brought that up.
It's the 27th of July, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the last week of July.
Yeah. Well, it's this upcoming week. I'm pretty sure, and it's a week. It's a 3-day event, so it's not like most cons where it's 2 days.
You think you're gonna have Kevin Smith host a bunch of stuff for it again? He has been. He's been doing the AMC hosting. But here's the problem.
Sure he'll be
Comic
there.
Book Man just got dropped by AMC.
Yeah.
So is he still going to be affiliated with them with that stuff?
Maybe someone will pick him up. I don't know. And I mean, Comic Book Man is still going, right? It's just not being continued.
The last season's already no. The last season was done.
Oh, so it just didn't get renewed.
It just didn't get renewed.
I did not know that.
It's on the podcast. They actually did a 2-part special between both shows. Yeah, they did.
Probably talked about it on Fat Man on Batman too.
Yeah, well, no, they did it on. He might have talked about it, but they did a special Smodcast episode, and then they did a Tell 'em Steve Dave episode.
He's still doing Fat Man on Batman, right? With Mark Bernardi.
Yeah.
I have to check that out.
They have the show still on YouTube.
I just haven't seen it in a little while.
I try to keep up, but like since Scott Mosier started doing his own producing separately from Kevin Smith movies, like it hasn't been as good when it's just Kevin by himself. And like I love Kevin to death, but he needs somebody else to talk to. Like he had Macaulay Culkin on an episode.
He's stayed busy. He's directing Supergirl. He's directing episodes of The Flash. I mean, his daughters. I actually finally saw that episode. By the way, I'm so far behind. Supergirl.
Yep.
I saw that where she played the little kidnapped girl on the Slaver's Moon. She didn't have a lot of lines, but she did a great job.
You're making a mess.
I like how she played the starstruck. It's because she's Kevin Smith's daughter, but she's playing this role of this little girl that's starstruck. Supergirl's like, you know my name? Well, your mother's very worried about, you know my mom? That's funny. Yep, and your dad.
I want to see Gwenpool. Or not Gwenpool, but I want to see the female Deadpool. So there was a limited
okay,
there was
there is
a
a
limited
Gwenpool.
run, right. There was a limited edition comic book release where a girl discovered that she had a similar ability to Deadpool, where she could actually go in and out of comics and realize she was in a comic.
Fourth wall.
Yeah.
Nice.
But she would physically transfer herself out of what was going on and either backtrack in the comic book or push ahead.
Which Nightmare on Elm Street was that?
Yeah.
Where
3.
The comic book company just shreds the comic book.
Oh, that's 5.
That's not 3. I was gonna say
That's
yeah,
5.
That's later. Yeah.
That was Mark. Mark gets shredded.
Right. Yeah. That's funny.
because the director was a fan
you were
of comic
thinking of
books
the
and
Wizard,
geeker.
right?
Yep.
In the wheelchair.
The Wizard Master.
Yeah. Zap.
He was at the
This ain't no fairy tale, bitch.
He was at the HorrorCon last week that I wanted to go to. Almost the entire cast was there.
Hey, how many Avengers do you think will be in Hall H
All
this
of them.
year? Do you think so? Because they might be a little bit more tight-lipped than usual. They might stick with just the OG.
I hope they wheel Tom Holland
so far
out.
the OG are the only ones.
I hope they
left.
wheel Tom Holland out there with duct tape.
Well, we already know he's going to be Spider-Man, so he might be there to promote.
No, but you know the big thing with Tom Holland is, right? Like what they all joke with. Like Anthony Mackie always makes jokes about how Tom Holland's a little bastard and how he's a little dickhead and stuff, and how he can't keep his mouth shut. And they all
I do
say
know that he
the-
talks a lot.
Yeah,
I've heard that. I've not heard
him
anybody
and
call him a
Ruffalo.
little dickhead.
Oh yeah, Anthony,
those are your words.
No. Anthony Mackie's went on
You're
interviews,
paraphrasing.
and he was like, he's such an asshole. Like he's got 3 trailers. He's got more trailers and assistants than Downey
Give him 3
does.
trailers. He's the first person
And
to 100%
if he doesn't-
accurately portray Peter Parker.
And if he doesn't get stuff just right, he has to have a jukebox every time. He has to have his juice box.
He can't be the only one.
And like during one of the interviews, Anthony Mackie comes by with one of those little thermoses to give it to him. He's like, I got to give him his juice. I got to give him his juice right now, or he's gonna get cranky.
How old
if I
is
don't
Tom
do this.
Holland?
17.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's young.
I mean, I know he's
under
playing. I
21.
didn't realize he was that
Yeah.
young. Wow. Well, good on you, kid.
I think they found him during a play, kind of like similar to the way they found Harry Potter.
I thought he was already working when they found
I
him.
don't think so.
I thought
You
he
might
had
be
done
thinking.
stuff.
You might be thinking of the
No,
kid
I'm
that
not
played.
thinking of Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
No, I'm not thinking of Andrew Garfield. I thought Tom Holland had done at least one film prior to doing Homecoming, or technically, Civil War.
Yeah, almost said Iron Man. Iron Man 4.
Iron Man 4, Captain America 4, whatever. 3 technically.
Well, well, thanks Digbys, Pub and Patio for
letting us
shoot here.
take over your deck and shoot our show.
Mike probably doesn't even realize we're here, so it really doesn't matter. I'm here. I gave permission.
Yeah, it's good to be the boss.
Yeah. Thanks Jordan for cooking the cheese bricks. Where the hell is Jordan?
Yeah, he's probably
He went back inside because it's hot as hell out here.
Right. Also, a shout out to Zombie Beds.
Yes, I actually have had quite a few people here asking about zombie mattresses, wanting to have some, wanting to buy them. Cody was actually just asking me about the other day because he wants to buy a new mattress.
It's a good investment.
So, I love that thing. I get to move into my new room here soon, and I'll actually have room to put my whole bed frame in. I'm tired of sleeping on the fucking floor.
Yeah. Well, if you're out and about, come on down. See us at Digbys. Get some cheese bricks.
Yeah, we'll be here for a little bit until I leave to go to a concert. But
Until next week.
yeah, see you guys.
Take advantage of 765 Live's launch advertising packages. These 3-month packages are built to get the word out to listeners for the fraction of the cost you pay at other radio stations. With packages starting at $200, advertising with 765 Live is a great investment. For details, visit our website at www.765live.com or email us at 765live@gmail.com. 765 Live, your new favorite streaming radio station.